Howdy guys, I'm a full await, your favorite wolf girl enthusiast, and welcome back to my Fire Emblem The Binding Blade Ironman Randomizer with 10% crit on all the weapons. Today it's time for Chapter 3, Latecomer's Sorrow, where we'll be getting Chad and Lugh notably. Both very good characters in randomizer settings. They tend to have a really good time with the randomized classes. Chad in particular, because his growth rates are insane. He has like a 50% in strength, a 50% in skill, like 80% speed, so whenever he randomizes and can actually promote, he tends to pop off, so hopefully he'll be something good for us this time. Alrighty. Indeed, he does turn out to be something quite good, actually, something quite necessary. We don't have a healer, or we didn't have a healer, and now we do. With his 4 magic, 8 speed, 3 defense, pretty low HP, pretty low defense bases, but I mean, he has that apparently male aid, or his constitution is calculated as male, so that's really good. He's going to be a fantastic rescuer. Comes with a heal, a door key, and a chest key, so that does look like it accounts for if you don't have a thief character, you're still able to get the chests in the chapter that he joins in. I'd assume that to be the case for all thief-type characters, but I guess we'll have to see with Cath and Astolfo later on. But either way, this is a really good unit so far. I'm very much a fan. I mean, like I said, he's going to have that 50% magic growth, so he's going to be popping off. He's also going to cap his speed. Thunder Affinity is really great. And this is one of those games where Troubadours have 7 moves, so all in all, I'm very much satisfied with this guy. There's no question about it. Also in this game, notably, tomes are very lightweight, so 4 con is not even a detriment. It's like purely a benefit, so that's great. You know what? This is pretty much perfect as far as I'm concerned. I don't really know how I want to start this one, because obviously we're not doing too great with some of our units. We do have a good few that are quite capable, but then we also have a good few that are not quite capable, so we'll have to take this one somewhat slowly, a little bit more reserved than I would usually play, because I really don't want to lose a lot of people this time around, or at least in this particular chapter. Let's see, I might be able to dance to get him out of range if I throw a javelin, because I should, by all means, be able to put Alan up here and him survive/kill everything. Maybe anyway. Yeah, see, I'm not particularly doing too great right now with my unit placements. Usually you have 2 Cavaliers right about now, so you're more capable in that regard. I don't have a way to double this guy for enough damage either. This would have been a good pointer as to why I should have bumped up the supports a little bit more, because then he'd possibly be able to kill if I had farmed supports in 2 chapters previously. If I'd gotten him to a B support with Lance, oh, if only I'd thought so far ahead in that regard. Oh well, it should be fine. I might actually have to take the around route for once in my life. I don't typically do that. Nah, you know what? I can just put Boars and he'll be okay. Boars has the defense, and I wish that I could get Deke a little bit closer. I mean, I guess I can, given the fact that I have 2 Kanto Rescuers and a Bard. I should actually be more than fine in this regard. Let's see, are they going to double him? This guy's definitely not. And soldiers do lose 2 speed to basic Iron Lances, so Boars is actually doubling both of these guys, probably killing them both too. They actually have more res than defense, or at least this one does. So we're probably, no, we're actually not killing them, but that's completely okay. It's not a big deal. Deke might, oh yeah, I have to take into account the critical as well. That is one thing that I actually somehow forgot between recording sessions. I was gonna say I could also probably just pop Deke and put him over here, but I mean, that could honestly be okay. As long as I don't have him in range of both, he can't die. Boars is my more capable in this regard anyway, so this should work out just fine as far as I can tell. Ellen has high luck, so maybe she could be useful in baiting out one of these guys as well. It kind of just gets him closer over this way. Merlina's towards the back. Yeah, this is going to be a hard chapter. This is one where I typically lose a unit in my randomizers because I have a hard time with this map, no doubt about that. I'm going to do this right here. Trade over at least one of these halberds and give Wade something to attack with. I mean, he's not going to be doing all too great. That 61 hit rate bumped up to 71 against these guys, to be fair. So maybe he'll actually be able to hit something. But beyond that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and move everybody up, end their turns, try to get experience on Shanna in pretty much every instance that I possibly can. And otherwise, just chill out, take this one a little bit easy. Probably going to be a long episode as a result, but I'm more than willing to put up with that. Let's see. So the Javelin, if this guy's dealing the same amount of damage, the Javelin won't be able to kill boars even with the crit, but I think it's going to go for Ellen, just on account of, well, a number of factors, but she has the lowest defense, which might cause some issues. We'll see about that. Okay. Yeah, that did indeed cause some issues. That is a rest in peace for Ellen. It's like I said, I tend to lose a unit in this chapter. That's a shame. I put a lot of experience into Ellen last chapter. But that's fine. You know what? That's the nature of these sorts of runs. You win some, you lose some, and sometimes you don't pay enough attention. Alrighty, okay. You guys let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to put units down in this little box, this little area below me for a death place, a death counter. But I don't think I necessarily want to do that, because that takes more effort. Anyway, maybe Roy can get some experience now. Unfortunately, Javelins only hit when they're below 50%. That's obviously why that guy hit in the first place. Yeah, okay. Gotta take the game seriously. This is where everything starts to go crazy. It is a shame to lose our bow unit so early on, although, to be fair, she had 0 strength base, and she had 14 HP, as you could have seen, and 0 defense, so maybe I'm not the most tore up about that one, but it is always a shame to lose a character. And as such, I'm going to take precaution to not do so going forward. I'm going to probably try, let's see, I need to be very careful about Chad as well. He has 3 defense, enough speed to not get doubled. What's his luck like? His luck is going to be the biggest issue for me, it looks like. Okay, so in that case, do I want to vulnerary with boars? Do I even need to? He's got 11 defense, so this guy can do 9 at max with a crit. A little bit less. More like 6 after the forest is taken into consideration. 6 and what, like 12, I want to say. 6 and 12, which is an exact kill. So for the safety of boars, I'm gonna vulnerary right here, place him down on the forest. That way he can't die. That's the biggest issue for him. Let's see. I guess I could give this kill to Alan. Probably. He would indeed then be facing more, I guess, danger. Honestly, I'm gonna risk Wade. I'll let him bait this guy, because that seems to be an important task as for right now. I could give Shanna that kill and then rescue drop her out. I think that'll probably wind up being my most valuable option. So we're gonna go for that. I'm thinking let's see, actually we're not gonna get a guaranteed angelic robe later on, so I don't know about that. Pretty solid level up. Res is always appreciated. Not necessarily for a sword unit in every case, but it's not a bad stat to gain. Let's see, and hopefully this should work out fine for now. I don't see anything notably bad, except for possibly, no, that guy doesn't have a javelin, so we're doing alright. I could put down Alan right here. It's a little bit risky to do so. They will both attack him just because of his defense stat. Let's see. I guess I'll just leave him here, and then things will get baited around. I could also send Lot up that way. It's not the best, actually, at all. It's a good thing I noticed that prior to committing to that even further. I luckily placed him right out of range. Okay, cool. No crit, so he guaranteed lives. He's probably gonna double, yeah. It's hard to not double soldiers this early on in the game. The poor old soldier class with its 6 constitution, literally losing speed to the Iron Lance, as I said. Okay, he dodges, good. He also dodges not as good. A bit of a shame, actually. I really like Ward's palette, though. He looks really nice as a pirate. I would love to have a Berserker. I wonder what his affinity's like, actually. That could buy its... Well, nice crit there. I appreciate that one a lot, actually, because archers are the things that give me the most issues right now. They tend to have enough speed to not get doubled, and that's the big issue. But I wonder... Okay, he has ice affinity, so that's pretty horrible for a pirate, actually. As such, I'm not going to be going with him. Okay, so... How do I want to go about tackling this, then? I need to go ahead and give Roy that Iron Lance. He does lose 3 speed to the Iron Lance, but it's better than using the effective weapon against non-effective characters, because the Sea Spear it'll wear out pretty quickly. It's really good for him. He doesn't lose any speed to it, notably. but it's a little bit scary. I think I would rather just Javelin and hope that it hits, because as we all know... Never mind. I was gonna say, as we all know, he's highly capable of hitting with incredibly low hit rates regardless. Let's see, he can't die to this. If I use the... I'll have to use Elfire for this. That's perfectly okay, though. If he gets crit, then I'll heal him. And if he doesn't, then I'll still heal him, just on account of the fact that he got hit in the first place. That 33. Unfortunate to not get that level up, but that's okay. Now, as for this guy, he can't kill boars, and I can give this kill to Shanna, so that's what I'm going to go for. I very much need to maintain boars and Deke. Wow, missed a 91. As I said in the first episode, you're going to be seeing a lot of wacky hit rates with me. It's never a certainty. You're not going to be able to expect anything, and as such, you should expect everything. Let's see, that kind of makes my job a little bit scarier. The 1% crit is enough to wipe out my best unit, my unquestionable best unit. As such, I think I'm going to go for this 99, and very much hope that I don't miss a 99 in GBA Fire Emblem again. If you remember, I have lost a unit, or I have missed that type of hit rate before. It's a highly unfortunate circumstance, to say the very least. I'm going to do this right here. I still have access to my Bard, my Wolt, so I shouldn't have too many issues in this regard. My biggest issue right now seems to be killing both of these soldiers without too much issue. I guess I could dance Shanna, send her down, assuming that Lance hits both of these, of course. As things are right now, I'm willing to risk Merlinus' life, because Merlinus respawns every single time that he dies, so he's infinitely expendable in this way, and highly valuable in that regard. It's just a shame to lose access to the convoy for the entire chapter if you do so, but it tends not to be a big issue. Let's see, so yeah, like I said, gonna dance for you. Let's see, yeah, this isn't exactly ideal, is it? So, I'm still gonna have to risk Ward's life on a... Well, I mean, as long as he hits, I don't really mind, I guess. Halberd's not... Cool. Sounds great to me. If that was exactly flipped in the other direction, he would have died. I mean, unless it was literally an 8 that he rolled. Which, you know, quite possible, I suppose. In this case, I'll just kill this guy down here with Shanna and rescue my Bard out of the way. Assuming that a 92 won't miss after all. I have seen a 91 miss this episode, so I shouldn't be too presumptuous in this regard. Alright, rescue, and probably drop... No, can't drop with lots. So we'll drop with Chad. A Chad healer. And I think I'll just place down Merlinus right here. I'm not too caught up on losing him. I'll just have to be a little bit careful when I get the treasure chests, so that I don't lose him by total accident. I want to go ahead and give a steel sword over to Marcus, if at all possible. He'll lose a little bit of speed to it, but that could be valuable in its own way. Although him doubling these guys is quite nice. It puts them right into Shanna range, actually. Marcus and Shanna, the dream team. Let's see, what was Shanna's... What was her affinity again? I think I was going to pair her with Deke up to B rank for the full crits. Yeah, it was full crit and 1 point of defense, or 1 point of attack. 1 point of defense and attack, okay, light and dark. Yeah, Shanna's actually kind of insane. Her with Deke is going to be quite the miraculous duo. B rank will give them, what, like... I want to say 5 crit avoid, which will get both of them out of the getting crit threshold, for the most part anyway. I think Boris could probably handle this archer by himself. I think I'm willing to bank on that. Need to make sure there are no javelins, of which there are 1. I'm willing to drop Boris over off in this direction for the remainder of the chapter. I very much want to get Lugh and find out what he is, because I've never really used Lugh, but I know that he's, like, tentatively good, depending upon how he levels up. But his growth rates are decent enough that you can usually bank on them. And that's what I'm going for. So Deke finally gets a level up. Any magic and speed will be greatly appreciated on him. Or HP, I guess. More survivability is pretty key in this game. Let's see. Am I going to be able to kill this guy? That's the big question. I should be able to. I need to be careful about that, because I don't just want to casually sacrifice my literal game over condition. So I'm going to take it easy. I'm just going to use Deke on this one, and then I'll rescue drop him forward. Right now, he's my best unit, and he's probably going to remain my best unit for quite a deal of time. With those base stats and the fact that he can promote into a Sage who can, at bare minimum, if he becomes useless somehow, he's able to use air caliber and staves, so he'll be perfectly okay. There's no issue with him whatsoever. Take and drop, and then I'll go right here with Marcus and heal him up. I do need to make sure to heal with Chad as much as I possibly can, mostly just on account of the fact that I need him promoted as soon as possible. I'm probably going to wind up promoting him at level 10, maybe level 11 if I don't happen upon a guiding ring quickly enough. That is going to be the biggest thing with this particular playthrough, is that since chests and villages are randomized, I don't guarantee any promotion items. I want to think that there's some sort of... Ooh... Scary. I did that to myself entirely by accident. I want to think that there's some kind of logic in place with the randomizer that causes it to allow for promotion items to be in the same spot, just different promotion items. But I don't want to say that for sure and be totally misleading you on that. I don't actually know. I just feel like I vaguely recall something of the sort being in place. Maybe it's for some other feature that I'm not remembering right now. But either way, a nice little kill right there. One for Marcus, probably upcoming. And I think I'm going to send Wade over to get the village. I'd rather keep Lance up here than keep Wade up here, despite the axe. Well, despite the axes being pretty much as valuable as the magic, to be honest, right about now. Okay. Is there anyone else that I can heal? Probably. If nobody else, then now him. That'll work. Yeah, just Volt right now. I will need to go ahead and buy some staves as soon as possible. Couldn't buy them last chapter, or else I would have bought like 3 of them. Okay, so 14 damage, he has the vulnerary. He'll be doing just fine. Go right here so they don't get the access to the fort, or the trees rather, and I should get access to it next turn. Marcus is getting alarmingly close to getting one-shot by crits in terms of damage output from enemies, so I'm gonna have to be careful on that front for a little while. Yeah, this is just fine. This is completely okay. If I put boars on the forest even, like, a crit would deal 6 damage to him. And he should kill this guy anyway. I could honestly just get the village and bank on Lugh being decent, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually not going to do that at all, because it could turn out that he was a healer, or something that's not capable of killing, and then he gets, you know, one shot, because he's not known for his defense necessarily. Now, in terms of the calves, maybe I do want Wade up here. I guess I could just send Merlinus to get it. I do kind of want him as well up here. Who would I ideally send to go get that? I know that Wade's not necessarily my best choice, but against a Javelin Cav, he's going to have like 60-something hit rate, which is about what Alan will have as well. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Get this kill with Shanna. Don't get a 1% crit, please. I'm begging you. If I can, I'm going to get that support level with Shanna and Deke this chapter, and that'll clear both of them. She's not getting good level. Well, she got 1 good level up. That one wasn't particularly good, but I can't complain. She's probably getting my energy rings, to be completely honest, whatever ones I get. I'll put Alan there, I think. Let's see. Any unit that I put there would potentially face 2 hits, so maybe the better play. No, I kind of need to be a little bit proactive this turn. I need to go ahead and get forward. I'll put Marcus here and heal him. He could get hit twice, and that's a little bit scary, but I'm thinking what I might do is leave Shanna exposed so that she gets hit by one of them. To be fair, she could just die. It would be dealing, let's see, 16 minus, what, 7 defense? So 9 times 3 would definitely kill her. I still think I'm going to do that, though. With Deke in range, she's only facing a 1% crit, and I am going to go ahead and send Wade back this way, because I have a multitude of options alongside the Bard and Roy. I did forget to dance that turn. But ideally, we're okay here. And then in the worst case scenario, we have to grieve for a while. Hopefully we don't have to. But it is possible that we have to grieve for a while. I think Marcus is going to be okay. I hope. I still think that the guy is going to go for Shanna. Yeah. Oh, very nice. Faces no crit from this guy. And crits in return. Excellent. Yep. Shanna is definitely going to be my best. Any luck that she can get is going to be a boon. My ideal circumstance right now with her is to find a wind affinity partner to get her to A rank with. If I could do that, either that or a light one, but a wind affinity would be the most ideal. She won't die to this guy. That is good news. Let's see. Okay, there aren't many of those guys in range. Roy also doesn't die, notably, so in that case, my best bet is probably just to kill this guy and then dance. How do I want to do about that? I guess I could use... Yeah, I can use Alan to get this kill. And then I can try to halberd the guy with the javelin. It's not going to be ideal by any means whatsoever, but it should be possible. Okay, he got speed. You know what? I can't complain about that. Now, let's see. How do I want to go about this? I do need to first of all heal Marcus. I'm going to leave Chad where he's at right now. I know that Marcus isn't necessarily in danger at this moment, but it's just enough that I'm a little bit scared. Okay, Lot could die. He would have to get double crits, but he could die. I could also go ahead and do that thing I was talking about where I just give these over to Marcus. Let him attempt to deal good damage. If he just Iron Swords this, that's completely okay. Worst case scenario is that he crits now and kills this guy, but best case scenario is that he doesn't and then Roy gets the kill. And that's what I'm banking on. Any time where Roy can get a kill is a time that I very much enjoy. That said, would Roy be able to survive 13 minus 5? He won't be able to survive that. A little bit risky. Quite a bit risky, actually. I think Deke, this guy will lose 2 speed to the javelin, so Deke will double him. So I think I'll send Deke to go handle that situation. Because then I can just give this kill to Shanna, owing to the fact that she doesn't die, with the Owl Sword equipped. And I think Roy might still be in range. Maybe he's just out of range, but I think he's still in range, so if it comes to it, I can attempt an attack at the least. If Deke happens to miss one of them, then we're fine. And he won't die to a crit anyway, because he's got that big boy HP stat. HP and luck tend to be incredibly valuable in this sort of run. And as you can see, Deke's already got 23% crit rate with the Thunder Tome, on account of the fact that he supported Shanna. And that's only going to increase as we gain more supports for these units. Alrighty, this should work out just fine. Go ahead and grab this village, and next turn, or maybe this turn, we'll be able to see, let's see, a brave bow. Well, we just lost our archer, but that's completely okay. We should be able to see who Lugh is, or what Lugh is, rather. The Yellow Boys. A mercenary. Fascinating, with an ice affinity, pretty high res. 7 con. This could be okay. This could work. A res-heavy hero with hand axes, although his luck is really low, but he could support somebody with that ice affinity and get that up. I think Lugh's worthwhile. I think he's at minimum somebody that I'm going to keep deploying. I wonder how good he's going to wind up being. I'm going to need his skill to grow. If I can get his skill high. Yeah, he needs to have high skill. I think by all means, he's great, actually, with the affinity that he got. As long as I can get him, like, 2 good support partners, or even just a B rank of somebody who's mildly good for him, I think he could pop off. I think he could go really hard. He needs to gain more strength, of course. Swords are not exactly the most robust in terms of their attack power, especially a slim sword. He could do well. He could do very well, actually. Alright, gonna back off a little bit, play it safe. Don't want to lose anybody right now. It does happen to not be worth it. Although I could put Deke right here with the Thunder equipped, dance Shanna over into his range, and then be just fine. Not exactly my favorite chapter for this reason, but nonetheless one that we're going to have to suffer through on account of having to get to the more fun chapters later on. Nonetheless, though, I'm not too torn up about having to do this. Alrighty. Yeah, that'll work out just fine. Like I said, at B rank with Shanna, Deke will get even more crit rates. 1 point of attack and 1 point of defense from her. Should be very good in this regard. Now, I might actually be able to get that experience on Roy. I'm going to go ahead and turn off Lance's animations. I like him, he's cool, but the Shaman animation, it's starting to get to me a little bit. Every time he attacks, it takes a very long time. It's much simpler when he's able to miss in peace without drawing out the animation tremendously. I guess I'm okay to do this. I don't really see a downside to it. Shanna gets some experience, and now Chad gets some experience, and Roy is able to get a kill. So this will work out for me. I do need to maintain experience on Roy, where at all possible. He is the Lord after all, and he can promote into a Falcon Knight, I want to say. Should be correct, and he'll be insanely good as a Falcon Knight. Strength, luck, res, okay. Pretty, all of those are valuable stats for him. He has gotten res twice now, if I recall. So he might secretly wind up being a little bit of a mage tank, but we'll see about that. I should be able to riskily put Alan up here with the hammer equipped, so I might decide not to do that, but I think it would be just a little bit funny to do this. It doesn't particularly seem like it's a great idea, but it's also not that bad of an idea, right? Like, a little bit of anything could happen now and then. And that's completely okay. Let's see, I can't get over to Shanna, so I'm just going to heal Marcus. And then next turn, we'll get the classic, the usual. The Shanna heal. We'll try to get all of our other units back, but I don't think that we're going to be able to get most of them back this time. He could have died exactly. If I'd healed him up, he would have been completely safe, but seemed to have worked out in pretty much the best way possible. Not only did he dodge, he killed, well, he damaged pretty tremendously. Good old Deke. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and kill. Deke. Reminds me of Deacon from Days Gone. One of the most fun games that I played recently. Love that one. Played it I want to say 3 months ago now. I was addicted to it, no doubt about that. I actually want to go back and play it sometime, maybe today. Like, there's no downside to doing this necessarily. It doesn't give me anything either. Because, like, the odds are high that he just misses that, and that's the end of it. Oh, okay, Marcus takes no damage, so another kill for Roy. I think that's better. A little bit more guaranteed in this regard. Never mind. we can get a kill for Roy, nonetheless. This guy is low on HP and is not going to be able to dodge. So, away we go. Sea Spirit up. I really hope that our Roy can get good. The Falcon Knight isn't known for its robustness. I guess it's not really dependent so much on the class as it is on the character behind the class. But still yet, Roy is not known for his robustness either. Ideally, we get some good level ups on him and he stays relevant. Otherwise, he's just pretty much himself as a lord, except he's on a Pegasus. Which, to be fair, is better, you know, than him being his own typical self. I just want to have a good lord for once. I tend to not have that with Roy. He tends to disappoint me, as it were. I think that's a pretty common thing, though. Let's see, this right here is a scary situation, because I pranked myself with this many, many moons ago. Probably bearing on a year ago now. Alrighty, back to it. Sorry about that, allergies and whatnot. So anyway, about a year ago, I played this map the same way that I'm playing it now. Ironman Randomizer with 10% crit. It wasn't a year ago, it was like 2 years ago, but either way, I happened to lose a unit by placing them right here, and this guy came over and attacked, and then this guy finished the job, if I recall. So, we're going to try not to replicate the mistakes in my past, and we're going to otherwise just kind of wall up over here, do what we are most able to do. try to just get by for the most part without losing anybody. I would say that this map and particularly the next map are the ones that I'm most at risk of losing units. Just because my units aren't exactly capable in a lot of ways. There are 2 maps after that, very directly after that, that are similarly scary, but by that point, at least our units will have some experience. And that's particularly what I'm going for. If they can get some good level ups, I might be able to survive anything and everything. Marcus doesn't care. He does not care. He's just a killer, cold-blooded. If he can get some good level ups, I'd be very much happy with that too. Okay, that'll work. I'm okay with speed. If I could get a rapier, these guys would be super mega dead. But I don't think that's quite going to come into fruition. If he wasn't getting doubled, I would have done that. He's not necessarily going to die, it's just a little bit risky. Okay, Shanna's just a bit out of range here. I'm going to kill this guy with Deke as usual. Very much extremely dead, as a matter of fact. I could have moved Shanna in range for even more critical, but it didn't seem to be needed anyway, so that'll be just fine. A little bit of damage with Marcus. Hopefully he doesn't kill. I could swap over to the Slim Sword to guarantee it. I could just use the Steel Sword here. Reduce the chances of crit by 1 on account of the fact that he's not able to double, and Roy can still get the kill. So that'll work out for me. I would love to have a hand axe right about now, notably. Hand axe would be pretty huge. So as it is right now, I don't have that. You know, Roy's kind of giving me that Ceta vibe with the Sea Spear. Kind of a good vibe to have. Let's see, 16. Okay. I think my best bet is just going to be putting down Alan, risking the possibility of a crit. Although, he might just be able to kill. He's not able to die, so I'm not going to do that, just in case he misses, but he's not able to die, so that'll work out for me. Yeah, that'll work out just fine. Go ahead and move Chad up. Anybody to heal? Should be. Marcus. Whoosh. I need to turn on his animations once just to see the palette. Sort of show that off a little bit. Then move everybody else up on and along. I probably shouldn't have sent Boars so far along down. It would have been nice to have had Boars here in the action. He could have gotten some good experience, whether off of Armor Knights or otherwise. Bit of a shame to be using up all this Thunder as well with Deke, but that'll happen. Let's see. Speed, Luck, Res, all very good for him. I will not complain about that level up. Not at all. I'm actually very happy with it. Excuse me, and while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and swap. Well, let's go ahead and see Chad's animation, but I want to go ahead and put Lou's animations on too. Anybody to heal? Indeed, Shanna still needs to be healed. I could probably just go down here with... I could heal Deke, and then send... Okay, that's a very nice palette. It just kind of looks like updated Clarine. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. It's kicking in. The good old... every single growth rate being above 50% strat that Chad tends to employ. One of my favorites, to be sure. I also should have checked to see what kind of damage he's going to take from this guy. 17. He could casually die. If I'm able to, I'll... Let's see. Is that Kanto range? It should be. Okay. That'll work out. That's pretty much perfect, actually. That gives me full reign to do whatever I want. Gotta love those rescue strats. No need to risk death with my actual best character whenever I can simply not do that. Iron Sword this. Bard over here for utility, and then otherwise just chilling. Hopefully these guys can get up here sooner rather than later. I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to rescue Boars with one of them, pick him up and carry him along. It would still delay me by a turn though, so I'm not caught up on it. Who do I want to give this kill to? Probably just Shanna. Maybe Roy? I could see Roy for that one, but I'm gonna go with Shanna. Any experience that she can get, more than happy to give it to her. Hopefully another level up on the horizon. Be my biggest hope. She might also be up to C rank on her swords pretty soon. Not quite. Not as close as I wanted it to be, anyway. Yeah, just gonna L-fire this in order to hopefully save some uses of the Thunder Tome. We are running low on it after all. Yeah, Deke is pretty much just the best unit. Unquestionably the best unit that I have right now. His high speed is coming in super clutch. 14 speed is tremendous. Gotta love it for sure. And hopefully these 2 treasure chests down here are good. Other than this, though, I think I'm just gonna send Deke at the boss as well. Maybe get that support up with Shanna. So far, there's nobody. 13 HP on him, I just noticed. Let me check his supports really quickly. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I have returned. He actually has some pretty cool support options. He did support Ellen, but he also notably supports Chad. And both of these would be pretty solid for both of these characters. Although I will say it will be a bit of a shame to lose the crit on Chad. It'll be full defense, full crit avoid though, and I think both of these characters could use that. Not to mention the fact that a hero plus healer thing would be pretty solid. So I'm going to go ahead and grab their support if at all possible. At minimum, it saves them, it gives them 5% extra crit avoid on the short term. So if one of them dies, it's going to be more than fine, and both of these characters are ones that I'm okay with committing to as of right now, because otherwise I don't have a lot of options, I would say. Definitely not going to be a lot for my sword using purposes, to say the absolute very least. Yeah, Deke is just going to murder. Ooh, yeah, I always forget that this game has ambush spawns. Not exactly my favorite thing of all time. Alrighty. Gonna do the classic put down Marcus strat. Probably as done in the base game too. Whoosh, and then Deke right here. What are we gonna get? I'm not gonna grab that top treasure chest for right now. 3,000 gold, classic. Like I said before, those are not changed. Yeah, pretty much just a little bit more of the casual, classic old Cavaliers chasing me down. And we'll move on, hopefully, from this pretty soon. Roy gets the kill. I would say Deke probably gets another kill too, if I had to guess. Although maybe I shouldn't give every experience point to Deke. I wonder... he's gonna have a hard time for a while. That much is for sure. I can heal Marcus up. I don't really want to risk anything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and give this one to Deke. I hate to use the L-Fire as well, but hopefully I'll get another one before too much longer. I think next chapter I'm able to visit a shop, and if I can get some fire tomes. Very important. Notably, fire tomes are kind of wild in this game, because you're not able to collect a great deal of them, unless you do so in the early game. I mean, that could be interesting. Roy could, like, super mega die, but I'm pretty willing to do this. Potentially bank on the crit happening. I guess I could put Shanna right here for the additional crit rate, or a little bit of hit rate too. There we go. I can't fail. And then he, fails, most likely. 23% crit rate apparently is something to scoff at, rather than the opposite. Rescue and drop. I guess I could just do this instead. That kind of fulfills many purposes. There we go. They can support, these guys can support, everyone can support. And I'll go ahead and turn off Chad's animation again. They are nice, of course. Just not nice enough to keep on forever. I'm gonna wait one more turn on this, just in case there are more calves. Good old Slater, okay. And now he is dead. At least I think. I am incredibly tempted to do this, but of course if I do this, it literally could end the run. Oh well, a little bit of boss experience for Roy. Okay. I shouldn't have done that, that's for sure, but you know what, a little bit of fun. We definitely shouldn't try it again. I don't know why we would do that after we just missed that one and almost ended the run. I don't know why we would want to do anything like that. But you know, a little bit of fun here and there doesn't hurt. Could have hurt, but it didn't in this case, just because I'm simply the best strategist of all time. Got a very worthwhile level up for it. Incredibly so. We'll go ahead and grab this treasure chest as well. Okay. Alright. That's what I'm talking about. That's the, yep, that's the one. Alrighty. Okay, okay, alright. Yep. If you know, you know. That's all I have to say about this. If you know, you know. And next episode's gonna be very interesting. That much is for sure. Borderline guaranteed. It's gonna be very interesting. So let's go ahead and gain some support points. And think about our actions for a little while. As I just so happen to have stumbled upon one of my favorite weapons in all of Fire Emblem. I'm a very big fan of strategic use of this particular weapon, in which I scare everybody, especially in a 10% crit run, but in which I find myself very capable of maintaining this weapon for a very long time. That by itself is very exciting, very fun. Hopefully it'll create a very good time going forward. Okay, you guys are going to need to hurry up and support. I know that it takes a while in this game, so we'll try to get those support levels. They may have already surpassed the threshold of support points that can be gained, which would be unfortunate. But if that's the case, I mean, I've done what I can, right? So hopefully next chapter they can get some supports. I would have loved to have had those supports going into the next chapter, because next chapter is notably bad for a lot of reasons. But I think if I'm at turn 80 and they're not there, then they're not there, and that's just how that's going to be. Let's get one more level up for Walt while we're here. Hopefully he gets something pretty good. I mean, that'll work, I suppose. And then, as usual, Marcus concedes for us to make sure we got everything. Everyone's good to go. Just to make sure, no supports. And then we'll go ahead and seize. Lord Roy. Yeah, indeed. That was a pretty fun one overall. We had a little bit of latecomer's sorrow as a result of one of our characters unfortunately biting the dust. But it was going to happen. I literally called it. I said I usually lose someone in this chapter, and as such, I'm probably not exactly doing the best that I could. Anyway, let me know if you want me to put like a death counter down in the bottom, or either a death counter or a like a portrait graveyard type thing. I know that some people like to do that. I'm not particularly a fan of it, but I'm more than fine to do it if it's like the popular opinion. It doesn't bother me at all. Do let me know what you think about that. Make sure to leave that like, make sure to comment on what you think I'm possibly going to do with that brand new weapon that I just discovered. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I guess make sure to share the video so that more people can see this wonderful series. I very much appreciate that. And I guess that's about all there is to it. So, until next time, I'll see you later.